What is up, comic fam? Welcome to the Legion of Comics. It's Tuesday. That means it's new DC day. So before we dive into any of the new books that came out today, as well as a couple bangers that I picked up, check this out. Let's stop and give a big shout out to Big Time Collectibles, the channel's sponsor, the ones that will be fueling the channel with books for the monthly giveaway, which I should have some of those in this week to be able to start showing off and getting ready for this month's giveaway at the end of the month. So be sure to check them out if you're in the market for any amazing retailer exclusives. They work with some fantastic artists. They can also help you with your FOC orders and some of those hard to get high-end ratio variants. So be sure to check out their website, bigtimecollectibles.com, and follow them on Instagram as well as Facebook to keep up with all the recent news. Also, a big shout out to Justin over at Justin's Comics. If you're in the market to get any books cleaned and pressed, be sure to hit him up. He can help you out for as little as $10 a book. He's got some of the fastest turnaround times you'll see. He can also submit to CGC and CBCS for you. Be sure to use code WeAreLegion to take advantage of that buy two, get the third free promo we have going on. All right, what is going on, people? How's everyone doing today? Let's see what we have in the chat already. Digger Jim is up in the building. What is going on, brother? How are you? We got Flo in here. Yo, Mr. Becker, show us what you got. And Dale is up in here. Legal Burning, how are you doing? I think, wasn't it Dale that just won the Legal Burning giveaway? So I think it was. I believe it was. And if it was, big congrats to you. That is awesome. I'm still yet to own a piece from Legal Burning. That is high up on the list of want to haves, though, man. Some amazing art. But yeah, let's get into some of this. So last week I wasn't able to get by my LCS except for on Tuesday. Friday turned out to be a very busy day, and today was pretty busy so far too. Took my little mini-me to the dentist today and did all that stuff, but managed to get by the LCS and grab this week's DC books as well as last week's indie books and stuff that I missed picking up. But last week it was only just one book that wasn't DC that I had to pick up, and that was King Spawn issue number 3. This is an awesome cover. Super sweet cover. It almost reminds me of the trade centers down there. I've been binge watching The Sopranos. I'd never seen the show The Sopranos, and those early seasons have the World Trade Centers in them. It still hits weird, man. Still seeing the trade centers. I don't think that's something that ever gets like used to or normal or whatever. It still always stirs up emotions whenever you see them. But yeah, I got King Spawn number 3. Excited to get into that. Hasn't really taken off or done anything exceptionally crazy yet. I guess it's still just setting the scene for what's going to be going on in the series. And then we also had some of these free books. So it was Wonder Woman Day last Thursday. So I picked up some of those free Wonder Woman books. These are just going to be given to the kids, and they'll just be able to play with them and run around in the house with them and whatever. But I might keep this one. It's Wonder Woman Day Special Edition. That's a pretty cool cover. It says, featuring the first chapter of the Wonder Woman The Lies graphic novel. Might not keep it. I don't know. And then this one looks interesting. From Wonder Woman Day, it's a special edition. Includes a chapter from the graphic novel. Like it says, there are numerous graphic novels coming, or these old graphic novels. Laurie Halse Anderson, Wonder Woman, Tempest Tossed. So somebody tossed her Tempest. That's interesting. Never had my Tempest tossed. Apparently she's had hers. running out of table space right now to put stuff. Let's see. Greetings from the future, Kyle. How are you doing today? Let's see. The older I get, the more I become convinced Sopranos was a comedy. It doesn't seem like that to me yet. Haven't gotten there. Let's see what I got here. Do. Promiscuous. There we go. Yeah, it's I'm on like season 2, episode 9. So Chris has recently got shot. He's in the hospital, and Polly's running around looking for the significance of 3 a.m. And yeah, it's not too funny at all. Just had a friend's house who burned down and lost all of his collection. Wow, dude, that sucks. I'm definitely sorry to hear that. He should not have let you in his house. Flo said it really is a comedy. I mean, there's obviously funny elements to it, you know, like there's meant to be like some of the dynamic between the characters, but I don't know what would be pulled out as a comedy overall for it. The way that Tony talks to and handles people, it gets to a point where it's just comical. A lot of the stuff they do is kind of just very abrasive, but seeing it so often, especially binge watching it, you quickly get desensitized for how he treats people, and they're just normal comings and goings. Let's see what else we got this week. Fear State is still going on. We have Detective Comics issue number 1044. So it has the next chapter of Detective Comics as well as the backup story is Arkham Rising. So I'm not sure what the hunt is going on with that. I think that we're supposed to be getting an Arkham Tower in the future. Yeah, I remember reading that. So it looks like there's some construction for the Arkham Tower that's been talked about coming up. I wonder if this is going to have anything to do with that artwork. Looks cool. Yeah, I wonder if it's going to be tying into something coming up or what have you. My takes are so hot it sets things ablaze. Yeah, that might be true. It might be true. Or you're just so hot with your nipple tassels. So yeah, that last issue of Detective Comics we saw looked pretty much like Christopher Nakano. The mayors pretty much know that he's made a mistake with Simon Saint and the whole Magistrate Initiative, and they kind of came for him, and it was up to Batman to save him. But it really wasn't Batman that saved him. He was attempting to save him, but he kind of had it all handled. He was definitely taken care of. Honestly, Goodfellas and Casino are comedies to me, LOL. Well, gee, y'all are just getting dark. Like the whole time I've been watching Sopranos, I've been thinking about wanting to watch Goodfellas again. And I've seen Casino like a couple of times, and that's one that I've never like sat down and watched through numerous times like I had Goodfellas, but I love me some Goodfellas. What is going on, Panda Awesome 316? The Panda Man is in the building. Well, Tony has had a lot of inner turmoil. You would too if deep down inside you knew you never had the makings of a varsity athlete. Okay. Just listening while at work. Awesome. Let's see. What else did we pick up this week? When I say we, it's just me sitting here. What else did I pick up this week? I hear people do that all the time with their channels, like we. See what we're, yeah. But we have Batman Fortnite One-Shot Foundation. So I'm not like over the moon about these books. I don't use the digital codes or anything like that, but I did read that first one, except for the final issue. I haven't read it yet. Absolutely loved issue 3 where you had the fight with Snake Eyes and Batman. That was epic. That was a really, really cool issue. Tons of fan service. So definitely decided to grab that one shot today. And it's got a cool Greg Capullo cover. See what's going on with the Batman who laughs in here. Definitely feel like checking that one out. And then there was I'll say the big boy in my opinion for last. There's a few series that started this week, and some like look more interesting to me than others. One of them was Task Force Z, which I plan on reading digitally. I did pick up a copy and thumb through it. I don't know, man. It's just not rubbing me the right way to get excited for it or jump on it at this point. I was kind of excited when they announced it. Then what's the point, man? What is the actual point of it? I don't know. I think it's just meant to be like guilty horror fun, and I don't know. It looks goofy. Another one was DC versus Vampires, and that's James Tynion the fourth. I guess this will be the last book he has coming for DC. He's about to be off of Batman. Nice House wraps after 12, and we're just now starting another 12-issue series. And I don't know. I'll read it digital and just see if it's fun. But I'm super pleased with Deceased that Tom Taylor did. That was fantastic. Had a blast reading that. I just don't know if I really want to pay to pick up DC versus Vampires. I don't know if I need to fill up space in a long box with it. That's just one that I was on the fence about. But there was one that came out today that I was also on the fence about, but I went ahead and pulled the trigger on, and that was Aquaman Green Arrow Deep Target. Don't know why. I mean, the Green Arrow is everywhere right now, from Justice League to Checkmate. He's just kind of really in the forefront of DC Comics. So check this out, see what's going on with it. I think it's pretty cool that they have a book kind of centered on Aquaman as well, because he's not really present or in the limelight. If you want to keep up with what's going on with Atlantis, it looked like up until this point, the only way to do it was with Aquaman the Becoming, which follows Jackson, which I read that first issue. It wasn't bad. It really didn't get its footing till the end of the issue, and it kind of left you on a cliffhanger. So that's one that I'll be reading digitally to see if it's one that I want to keep up with going forward. But definitely going to give that one a shot. Hopefully that's pretty good. And it's only a 7-issue limited series. The artwork in it's definitely not bad. Definitely not bad. As Brandon Thomas is writing it, and Ronan Cliquette is on the art. So maybe it'll be good. Maybe it won't. We shall find out, and we'll break it down at the end of the week. And then the last one that I picked up this week was pretty excited for it, actually. You know, it's been a long time coming. I think it's like 20, 25 years since we got the Long Halloween, but the Batman The Long Halloween special, it looks like it's just a one-shot. It's they brought back Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale, the original creative team. So that's pretty cool. I love that Tim Sale artwork. It's just very unique. It's definitely its own thing. I mean, it looks great in here. It looks really good. But I'm excited to see what they return to do with it. Is it going to be too much? They should just let a sleeping dog lie, or is it going to be a well-received addition? It even has the back covers like the other ones did, but excited to get into that one. That'll probably be the first one I read. And then the new DC Connects came out. These are always awesome. They really cover everything in them. Little previews of what you have coming up. Batman the Night, written by Chip Zdarsky's coming. A little preview for that. Some of the covers for the next era of Batman once Williamson takes over. They're gorgeous. There's a Batman Catwoman special coming out. So they're really dragging that out. Looks like they're already advertising for the first volume of Nice House on the Lake trade paperback. But a couple more that I picked up this week. There was 2 copies of Superman, Son of Kal-El #2, which is that cool In-Hyuk Lee cover. Looks like that odd family photo. But pick those up. I'm going to be throwing those into giveaway stuff. They've kind of like picked up a little bit of steam. I just checked them right before I hopped on here, and it looks like they've turned into between $15 to $25 books. People are speculating on them a little bit because the first appearance of Jonathan's romantic interest is in this book. I forget his name, but the purple-haired dude who's like the leader of the truther thing online, this is his first appearance in here. That guy. Smirky McPurplehair there. But so I'll have those going into like giveaway stuff moving forward. I try to grab a hold of potential stuff when I can for a decent price, so I can have it for later down the road if it picks up steam, and be able to give away decent stuff without breaking my bank. So I guess in a sense that's how I kind of play the speculator market. Boom! What is up, brother?
What's going on? I'm really enjoying, Purple McSpiky hair there, whatever.
Smirky McPurplehair. I can't think of his name. In the picture I found, he was
can't either.
Smirking, and he had purple hair.
Yeah, Smirky McPurple hair. So yeah. So did you get any indies as well as the DC stuff?
Not for this week. I didn't get to make it to the LCS last week, so I picked up my copy of King Spawn that was in my box last week. So that's the only indie I had for last week. This week seems to be pulling a total opposite, though. I have a lot for this week that's on my indie read list. I just heard lightning strike, and boom, there he is.
Smirky McPurplehair. I like it.
Can you remember his name?
No. I have not.
So Smirky McPurplehair it is.
Yep, I like it.
That's all we can do. But while y'all are here, the last 2 things that I picked up this week, and it's nice to have company to show these 2 real quick. First off, I did not pick up Wonder Girl. I kind of gave up on the picking up hard copies after issue 2 went like to the gutter. I plan on
with the artist.
dude, I super enjoy Yara Flor. No, the story went like off the rails. Like it started out like looking like it had the beginnings of this Greek epic. Like we're gonna follow her through this epic of her coming into her powers and her understanding of her heritage. And they're like, the Cupid's gonna get you. I'm like, oh, go to hell, go to hell. Like that kicker at the end of the first issue was awesome with like that water nymph thing, like giving her the bolo. I'm like, oh, that was fire. And then they're like, Cupid's coming. I'm like, oh my god, I give tapping out. So I'll go back and catch up and trade for him or something later because I definitely enjoy Yara Flor. It was a weird direction to take.
That's fair.
What is going on, Ruben? Let's see. I think they kneecapped themselves by running DC versus Vampires at the same time. At the same time as what? Chris looks so presentable. He does. He's definitely a 9.8 contender.
I had a job interview today, guys. So, like, best foot forward, right?
Becca said, looks like he's coaching the hockey team.
It's true. It's a little chilly up here, so I decided just to put a sweater over everything.
It's all just about Chris and what he's wearing.
Yeah. Toronto looks like a great city. Chris should visit Toronto more often.
I'm from Toronto. I just don't live there anymore.
Oh, you're killing me.
So I got mail.
Awesome.
You guys want to see what I got?
Yeah, let's see what you got.
I'm selling this garbage. Jesus.
It was very packed securely.
Got it.
You want to say hey real quick, Ben?
Hey.
Hey, what's up, Ben? Oh, you guys are wearing the same shirt.
You guys are all matchy-matchy.
Mm-hmm. Papa gave me this one.
Check out my TikTok.
I gave you this one. This wasn't from Papa. This was from me and Mommy. This was for us to go meet the Power Ranger. He literally just woke up to the sound of Chris saying, "You want to see what I got?" He sat up like the Undertaker and said, "I want to see."
Okay.
Right, let's see what he's got.
Hashtag tripod.
Nice.
That's like us.
Look.
We got one of those.
Yeah, we sent him to him.
Very cool. What? All right.
Now, how did you acquire those stickers there?
Well, I thought I was like the first to join. I just happened to be one of those that were first to join the first day. So yes, I joined the channel membership, and when you join, as you can see, I'm kind of in the forefront there, near the middle. When you join, it doesn't matter what country you're in. Mark will send you a welcome package as a thank you gift, and he sent me these 3. These are actually good quality, Mark.
Thank you.
Like these, yeah, these are feel like they got a nice finish to them too. Yeah, you get the emblem of Turkey, and then you get hashtag Weird Legion, and then of course Mark's new motto: "Fandom happens here every Sunday night and Fridays." He likes to talk about Friday being the flagship show.
That was
Yeah.
Rob who pointed that out. It just seems to be that's the one that has the most traction. But then again, it goes for roughly 5 hours on average, so there's more room for people to make it.
But all joking aside, this is supposed to be like an eclipse kind of thing, right, Mark?
Oh, to be honest with you, there's no rhyme or reason to it, to be honest with you.
Okay.
You want me to explain the inception of that design?
Well, I know the green represents you're being a Hulk fan, correct?
Yes, I'm
Okay.
literally just a sucker for the color green. I'm very biased toward it and everything in life. Not even joking.
Cool.
I've always loved the color green, and I've never grown out of it. But with the whole emblem thing, I was like having no knowledge of editing, creating logos, anything. I went to a website that was suggested to me, and there was a template that it looked like almost like a quasi target. There was a yellow circle, with a white circle in it with generic font over the top of it. And I clicked on this template, and it wasn't, it was a yellow circle with a white circle. So what I did was I was just playing with it, seeing how you could change the colors, and I turned it to red. And I'm seeing how you could play with the font, and I was playing with names, and Legion of Comics wasn't even the first name on there. It was actually at week's end I was playing with. Just looking for a thumbnail or something to make. And I eventually changed it and accidentally had a mess up where I bumped the white dot in the middle and realized that it was two separate images overlaid on top of each other. So when I bumped the white dot, it slid it over to the right, creating the crescent. So it was two different size circles on top of each other. When I accidentally bumped it, it just slid the white circle over, created a cool crescent look.
It looks like horror movie font too.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of the Munsters. Yeah.
Yeah.
In my mind, it kind of is like coming up out of the swamp.
Okay.
Because like the whole Legion of Doom and stuff,
Oh,
I just thought it was cool.
That was you're possibly paying some respect to the important swamp thing.
No, not per se. I mean, you can take away from what you want because there's really not any specific rhyme or reason to it.
Oops. This comes out next week. White Ash Season 2.
You want to see what else I picked up?
Yeah, show me.
Will you close that, please, Finn? She's in the back.
Yeah. You have good hair. That Will Smith smile from that superhero movie that he was in there.
I picked up Avengers 57. It's the first appearance of the Vision.
That that was a hot book. January, February, March.
I paid $15.
That's not bad at all.
No,
you gonna send that to Texas for a little bit of TLC?
It's got like where there's some spots on it.
Oh, I see it in the S2, yeah.
I'll flip through it. It's complete and readable.
Cool.
Yeah, it had some unfortunate times in its past. And then I got that first appearance of Venom. I know that people say that 300 is, but it's really...
There's no cameo in there. It's a full-page splash.
Well, it's not.
Hi, honey, I'm home. Like, come on. Like, he's multiple portions there.
Yeah.
And he speaks.
Three panels. He's talking.
Like, hi, honey, I'm home.
Two panels.
I'll never forget that. And MJ saying, oh, God. Mm-hmm.
And then, this on the last page.
That totally represents a cameo right there. Totally a cameo.
And his name is just like scribbled across the entire bottom of the page.
Even Todd McFarlane calls that his first appearance. Like, come on.
Yeah, so does everywhere else except for, with CGC labels, they make the distinction of cameo and full. Like,
I don't trust him.
I don't trust him either. I trust the good old-fashioned Overstreet, to be honest with you.
Yep.
Like, that's kind of the standard I go by still, but that is
Overstreet's generational. Mm-hmm.
They've been around longer.
Yeah.
Overstreet's not just generational, they're standard setters. And I feel like I'm not in the same generation as the people that started trusting Overstreet. I don't like to think I'm that old.
Well, don't date yourself because then you'll make me feel really old.
Yeah, exactly. I was doing you a favor by saying that.
I got this hot garbage.
I think Mike is right. A cameo is a first appearance.
Yeah, like if you're not like breaking down they're trying to make a distinction unnecessarily for it.
Is that a signed one, Kyle?
What? No, it's just the bullshit they released.
You say that. Oh yeah, and you're like all against this series. Why do you have that in your hand?
What?
You're against the series?
First off, you have an amazing camera.
Yeah, it keeps on like going back and forth between focusing.
But it's getting it like it's high
multiverse.
Oh yeah, no. I spent more money on my camera than this book. That's for sure. But yeah, no. This I don't know why I bought it. Maybe it was a little bit of FOMO setting in, and now I'm trying to sell it, and I definitely don't want it.
How much did they cost? Weren't they like $50?
I think it was like $60 or something. I don't really remember.
I'll give you 61 for it.
Well, I already got an offer on Instagram they said that if I pay them $3, they'll take it off my hands. And then I offered them a $2 bill, and then they accepted that offer. So I'm not sure if that's going to go through. So I have to give them $2 and the book. But
That's kind of a good deal. Is it a $2 bill specifically?
$2 bill. Yeah, that was because I didn't want to. I don't have a $3 bill.
I don't get your American sarcasm.
The
Thank you, Mr. Chip. I definitely thought so. What's going on, Justin?
there if you I did an unboxing video with that, my first unboxing video, and that's what was inside the box. And yeah, and then I posted it on Instagram and I said, who wants to buy this like piece of crap? And then yeah, I actually got like 2 actual offers too. So but yeah, I want to give it to somebody for like a nice price, because I was lucky to get one. I'm not an idiot. Like I understand where value sits, but I have no interest in it because I don't like the series. So,
I think it's funny that you had to
but-
point that out.
No, well, the whole thing was like it got allocated, right? Like there are people that actually like the series, and I'm not gonna like price gouge anybody. I could sell it for like $120 on eBay right now. But that's not.
Aren't you trying to write your own comic?
Yeah, I still am.
Then-
We're done with issue 1 completely. We're starting on the art, and we're outlining for issue 2. It's just
Would you
gonna be
think
3
that
achievement
it's a
series.
fair thing, instead of price gouging, just to put it up as auction so that whoever wants to pay whatever they want to pay ends up doing it?
That's
To
true.
take the guilt off of your hands?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Because then it's whoever wants it, and they can pay whatever, and I don't care what it goes for.
It's
I'll
also
just
good
start
trade
it.
bait.
Because in
Yeah,
all sincerity,
that's true.
the value of $1 differs from person to person as well.
Very true.
So if you're
So I
not
could
just
put it
going
up-
to gift it, you might as well just. I mean, that's just not saying might as well. You can just put it up for auction, you know.
Absolutely. So that makes sense. And yeah, maybe I will, because I have some friends that collect. There's one girl, her name's Kiki Comics. She's purchased every Something Is Killing the Children off of me. And I just whatever they want to pay. I mean, I have no value towards it, so it doesn't.
Tell her
anything
I've got
to
a
me.
few for sale.
There you go. Yeah. Well, there's a lot of people that if you really need to sell your Something Is Killing Children, I'm very inundated in the auction community, at least the YouTube auction community. And
Free market capitalist of you.
yeah, exactly. That's it. I'm a contradiction. That's the whole freaking point of my sarcasm, is that I will talk endlessly on something, but then I'll drop $60 to pick up the deluxe hardcover edition of it. And I've
The
obviously,
slipcase. Mhm.
yeah, the slipcase hardcover issue 1 through 15. So,
I actually really enjoyed that story.
So Overstreet gives $2.99 the first brief appearance of Venom.
okay.
He gives
The-
300 the first full Venom appearance in black costume. So normally they make a distinction between appearance and story. Like
got it.
180, 181 is brief appearance and first full story for Wolverine.
Chris, next month the Once and Future deluxe edition hardcover comes out, and I imagine it's going to go through the same allocation problems, but it's not going to be valued as much as Something Is Killing the Children.
Has anyone read House of Slaughter yet?
Nope.
I read the Free Comic Book Day one.
Not the same. That the Enter the
No.
House of Slaughter from Free Comic Book Day was really a preview for the upcoming story arc for Something's Killing the Children.
Yeah.
I need clarification. Is Justin Birch actually the letterer on that series?
Yes,
Holy crap.
that's not a joke.
Because like I'm sitting here talking crap about Something Is Killing the Children, and it was like made like I was offending him, and I go, no, he wasn't the letterer on.
He's
Something
not
Is
the
Killing
letterer
Children.
on that. He's the letterer on House of Slaughter.
Yeah, and in my defense, I haven't read House of Slaughter, so
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
in everyone's defense, Justin's included, the quality of the book has nothing to do with him. He's not writing
Exactly.
it. He's lettering it.
he's doing an art form.
I don't think House of Slaughter is a cash grab. I think it's just they're priming up a secondary main character for the first season of the television show when it hits. So that when they wipe out Aaron at the end of the season or halfway through, that there's more potential shock value, so they understand how severe the monsters really are. That's why I think the House of Slaughter is we're going to get the backstory. We're going to get a little bit of a love interest, and and then that'll be it. I can see them shifting gears with the House of Slaughter. Like, we'll eventually get another Monster Slayer as a primary character, much like what's happening in the Amazing Spider-Man right now. They'll just shift gears when Aaron's arc is done. Like, I think James Tynion basically is just kind of puppet stringing his way through this one, and he's just pleasing the Hollywood overlords that we need someone besides just a woman protagonist.
Yeah, they need more content too. I mean, the same thing can be said about that series Undone by Blood. It was a complete awesome story in the first arc, but then they kind of forced a second arc, and it's not as good. But they need content because it's been optioned by Norman Reedus. So,
Oh, nice. Isn't that a video game or something?
Undone by Blood? No. It's just a normal comic book.
There's some Norman Reedus video game or something.
Oh, yeah. I forgot the name of it. He was a character in they designed a character. It wasn't Walking Dead.
No.
They designed a character specifically after Norman, and it was
it The Last of Us, was it?
Nope.
It's like that, though. It's like him, a motorcycle, some overgrown grass, and a desolate world or something.
Yeah, right. Hold on.
So, Mark, can you separate the House of Slaughter storyline from Something is Killing the Children? Because I know that you're soured on Something is Killing the Children right now. Is that why you have a negative take on the House of Slaughter?
No, I have negative take on it for reasons that I can't say because it's spoilerish, and I'm not about to spoil a book the day before it comes out. But it's, for one, it's not like, it doesn't really set itself apart from it, if that makes sense.
Okay.
We're going back in time, but currently Something is Killing the Children is already back in time. And even then, like the concerns and problems that I've been very vocal about this series, like how are you going to go into this series starting with this point that's already been explained to us? How are you going to go forward and make it different? And they're like, they're not doing that. They're leaning into it. They're leaning into the tropey problems. And
interesting.
And to be honest with you, it looks like they're going to just envision, like, if you're writing something and you're going back in time to expand it, and instead of expanding it, you just take a little slice out of it and just let's play pretend inside of this little slice that has no bearing on everything else. That's what we're about to do.
Okay.
It's about to be stupid, man. I'm just going to call it for what it is. It's about to be dumb. People are going to eat it all up because it's a huge spec thing, even though this book isn't very spectacle. That being said,
but it still had like 20 variant covers.
There's going to be a large number of people that, like, if they were reading the book, are about to stop caring about reading the book for a reason. You'll see when it gets there. Well, cool or not, that's going to be subjective, but there's going to be a ton of people that are going to be very against the idea of this book really fast once they get to the last couple of pages.
Oh, no, I was saying cool to Chris saying that there's more than 20 variant covers.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot. It's almost like every retailer got themselves 2 or 3 different copies.
Jesus, okay.
Every artist that's out there you can think of, they seem to have a variant copy for this.
Okay, we should get Austin LeMay to get one.
Big Time Collectibles has a Spider-Man 1 homage with Aaron kind of in like that squatted pose, but he's like, looks like he's in hunt mode, hence why he would be in that pose, like he's in a tree crouched down.
Yeah. Gotcha. Death Stranding is the video game. It came out, it was like released at E3 in 2018.
Well, dang.
So yeah, it was kind of a zombie-ish book, but
was there a motorcycle, maybe a dog? No, I'm being serious. I'm
pretty sure there was a motorcycle.
Okay, cool.
I'm
not saying that like how every game has a motorcycle. I just kind of in my mind can picture like maybe poster art or a video game cover art of like Daryl leaned against a motorcycle that looks like it's been like I had like some gear added to it so you can travel with stuff in like a desolate area.
I remember it being a little bit more futuristic, so maybe there wasn't a motorcycle, but it was definitely like post-apocalyptic kind of video game. So Yeah, but I haven't heard that much about it. I want to start. I'm not going to get into video game talk. That's not for this channel.
That Stranding is definitely that futuristic game.
Yeah. I think back to Something is Killing the Children. Now that this arc for Erica is almost concluded, basically, it'll be the next arc that'll make or break this series for a lot of readers that have just kind of been stomaching their way through this particular arc. I know it's something that basically was expanded from an earlier issue, much earlier in the series. But again, I kind of get the feeling that Tynan is kind of bending over to please the Hollywood overlords, because they don't want this first season to be just straight up issue 1 to 15. They want to be able to play in how she became, a monster slayer and all that kind of thing. And if they're going to do that, they might as well change up the story a little bit and make it so that Aaron's just as important as what she is until he falls in that parking lot.
Chris, are you interested in seeing where it goes then?
I am very interested in seeing where it goes. I've been a fan since I've been reading it since like issue 6. I've been praising it ever since. I like the idea of a non-sexualized female lead that's as Mark would say, drugged out of her mind when her eyes opened up. But I think she's an interesting character.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm not.
But I think the next arc is going to have to severely get violent, and you're going to have to see her basically get down and dirty, and to save at least the Fairweather fan of who's been reading this storyline. Like for Mark, for example, I think Mark is just a Fairweather fan when it comes to Something is Killing the Children. Just be like he could give or take it, but if that next arc comes out hot and heavy,
I don't know if that's what fair weather means, Chris. I don't think that's what it is at all. No,
you're not a bandwagoner, is what I'm saying.
I think a bandwagoner would be a fair weathered fan. Like they're around when the getting's good. Like that's not me. I'm around when the story's good. Like I read the first like 10 issues nonstop, and it was fantastic to read. Other than like some of the panel layout choices, I don't know who does the panel layouts in it, but they obviously are drinking when they're doing it. But other than that, it was fun to get through. But then as soon as it kind of tuckered out, like right when it ended, and everything that they tried to force since has just been crap storytelling. It really has. It's been just like they're trying to figure out what to write. It doesn't even match its own tone. But I don't know. The whole fair weatheredness of the hype around the book drives me nuts. It's like another Venom hype thing. Like you're not hyped because it's such a fantastic story. It's just the hype around it that's got you hyped. And there's so many, there's countless fantastic stories out there, and this one doesn't come close to it. There are numerous other Tynan stories that are light years better than this that people aren't screaming about. DOT or Nice House, which are both way better stories than this. Like from his own creation, like these are his.
But there's no middle ground with Tynan though. You either get the current arc. Well, the last issue was actually really good for Somebody's Killing the Children. But then you get Batman. But on the flip side of that spectrum, then there's the Department of Truth, and further out, you have Nice House, which arguably is the best writing he's doing right now.
Disagreed. Wind is his best writing.
Okay.
See, I don't read Wind. I give it to Department of Truth on just the simple fact that it's so much more involved in it. He's juggling so many more elements and characters and stuff.
That's
so
fair.
I wouldn't
characters
say
do have depth.
Yeah, I don't want to say it's better or worse than Nice House or anything, but just because of just the sheer size of the story at this point, it's more impressive that he's still delivering it on the caliber that he is. And real quick to answer this question, I did speak on DC versus Vampires earlier. I did not pick up a physical copy. I'm going to read it digital if I have time this week. I'm not overly excited about it. It's just kind of around for the season, in my opinion, but I really enjoyed Deceased, so I don't know if I'll enjoy this more, kind of having liked that style book, or less because Deceased was so good.
And then there's also a follow-up question regarding Refrigerator Full of Heads, which is the sequel to Basket Full of Heads.
I have not checked it out. I feel like that was more Kyle's territory.
It is. I thought the first series was really cool, and I'm into it, and I hope that they keep on going with these. I haven't read the Refrigerator Full of Heads, but I enjoyed the first arc. So
I appreciate that, Six Element. Yeah, I do this every Tuesday because I'm a huge DC fan and I'm off on Tuesdays, and I'm one of the lucky people that live in an area that their shops release their DC books on DC Day. So it's DC
Okay,
Day.
awesome. Sixth Element says that refrigerator full of heads is just as good. So, heck yeah.
I'm going to have to check it out.
Because the most recent Deceased ended so strong with
So
Constantine
strong.
being with Constantine being the primary character, which I
Yeah.
loved.
He turned into the Sorcerer Supreme, didn't he?
Yeah, I'm gonna give DC versus Vampires a go, only because I thought Deceased, this most recent 7-issue run, was it Mark 7 or 6?
Yeah, it was 7.
Yeah, I thought it started just okay, and then all of a sudden, boom,
Boom.
it picked right up after issue 1, and I'm like, okay, I'm hooked. And then I went after the movie variants, so I thought they were just spectacular. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna give this one a chance. If there's a copy there tomorrow when I hit my LCS, I'll grab it.
What was your favorite movie poster variant they did off the top of your head? Which one can you remember that stands out to you? For me, it had to be the Book of Eli one where you had Cyborg on the cover and he had his own limb in his book bag sticking out. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, the Blade Runner one comes to mind as well.
That first one.
Yeah, I was going to say the Cyborg one popped out, but when you started saying it right away, the Blade Runner homage came to my mind. The weakest one I thought was the Harley Quinn Birds of Prey homage, basically to herself.
Because I think
that was just
the easy way out. They did the Harley Quinn Birds of Prey one, and then they also did the Shazam one with Mary Marvel, didn't they?
Yeah, that was good.
Dude, her I don't know if you read Unkillables. Deceased Unkillables. It was just a little three issue Deceased arc between the first and
they had a Conjuring homage that was pretty cool too.
I don't remember. I think that was for the first run, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was I'm just trying to participate. I don't know many DC things. But
I did not see the variant for DC versus Vampires. I just looked right over it. It just wasn't hit on my radar. I've got a real sour taste in my mouth because even Tynan himself, who's writing this, put out in his newsletter 3 weeks ago that he's done with superheroes. He just has no love or interest in writing them right now. That's why he stepped away. Kudos to him for recognizing it and taking a different direction. But I'm not jumping to pick up a superhero title from somebody who's sick of writing superhero titles.
Correct.
That's something you don't really want to hear from someone who's handling a flagship franchise title as well, though. Let's be honest, he can say that, but it's the kind of thing you almost want to hear rumored as opposed to him coming out and blatantly say it, especially when he still has a handful of Batman books that's coming.
Absolutely.
I am on Instagram, Sixth Element. I believe that we follow each other already. I think I remember speaking to you on Instagram probably about 2 months ago, I'd say at most. But the Instagram link is in the description. It's also just Legion of Comics, the little symbol over there next to Chris. But let's put another symbol by Chris there.
Chris, have you read Wind by Tynion?
I read his free comic book day offering. I believe it was last summer I read that. I thought it was good. Dark Ages.
I'm a fantasy guy, so I'm kind of what's the word? Where I have a narrow scope of what I
tunnel vision.
Yeah, not tunnel vision, but
narrow-minded.
Narrow-minded. Something it's more of I have things that I favor, I guess, over other things. And even if A Nice House on the Lake might be his best writing, I still lean towards the fantasy writing that he did. So
you have preferences.
Thank you.
I was waiting for you to get.
That's what drew you into his writing style. I know Wind is out of the box for him altogether, and I believe I read somewhere that Wind is his favorite story to write as well.
It's so cool. Wind
is
so freaking cool.
Dark Ages, the first 2 issues I thought have been fantastic. The Death of Doctor Strange isn't bad. It's just there right now. It's a miniseries and it hasn't really got any meat and potatoes of it.
It's not great. It's okay to good, in my opinion. The last issue was, I don't want to say lazy, but we'll see what happens. I think the last issue of Thor was better than what the last issue of the Death of Doctor Strange was.
Instead of taking the opportunity to do a detective story with the Sorcerer Supreme, they're taking this opportunity just to do a crapshoot story where just everything's happening and just taking turns in each issue. It's just chaotic. But to Biggie's point, I think Tynan, first off, I love how you spell Tynan. It was selling stands out for a $25 steak or a $2 steak. In my
$2
opinion,
steak.
and I'm definitely I'll unpack this more on At Week's End this Sunday night at 9. But
Cool.
I think that everyone has been kind of misled on who his audience is. I don't think he's selling his audience out at all. I think this when a hype comes up, when a hype train comes, everybody gets drug in with it. Now all of a sudden you have a huge audience and attention on something that is not his target audience. He has a very specific target audience that if you follow his body of work, you would see who it is. And it's probably not as many people as you think that are on there. Like there's a very, very small target audience, and anyone else that enjoys it, great. But he's making sure that he checks specific boxes and places certain points so that he has a very specific audience represented. And
He's my favorite writer, like hands down, like absolutely.
Yeah, so he makes no bones about trying to keep a large. I mean, I'm sure that he enjoys big checks. He enjoys a lot of people enjoying his stuff, but that's not his primary focus with his body of work whatsoever.
I get it. He probably has a mortgage he has to take care of. Like, there's no big secret about that. But there's a reason why he continues to put out independents aside from the franchise title that he's handling at DC.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, what is going on, C-List E-Man? My man. We got Mr. Chuck Getler up in here. We got Finn in the background. Wheelchair Superhero 87, how are you doing today? But yeah, guys, I'm about to be hopping off here, not trying to long-wind this one. It's already hit 46 minutes. Thanks, Kyle. Since Kyle gave us permission, we're going to go ahead and call it for today. As you can see next to Chris, though, Phantom happens here. And, yeah, I like that. I changed that up. I forget to put it on there. Look over your shoulder, Chris. Look over your shoulder, Chris. That's where Phantom happens, right there. Right there. Right there. Right there. Yeah. But yeah, be sure to check out. I don't know what I'll have up tomorrow. I'm gonna record something tonight for tomorrow. But I might take the opportunity to unbox something and show off Awesome Amaze variant. Kind of put more of the word out.
Delta Dogs.
Yeah, got that bad boy in from Mr. Pocan Joe.
That's
So
cool.
that Awesome Amaze very first official cover right there, Delta Dogs, issue number 11, I believe it is, the second print. Very excited. But yeah, I'm about to sneeze.
I like that he advertised it and then muted it.
Yeah,
That was the best.
Of course.
Oh, man.
So
I was
real
waiting
quick,
for the
thank you to
ASMR.
all the channel members. 50 channel members strong. If you want to consider joining the channel, you have a few days left to join for this month before I do the giveaway, or as soon as I don't know, I'm still ironing out the details of how to make it work smoothly for me on my end every month. But I haven't, the cutoff for this month is not cut off yet. So when I get those books in and advertise those books, I hopefully will have a specific date. Obviously, it'll be before the end of the month, but the way that they charge, whether you get in at the last day of the month or the first, it's all the same as long as I'm consistent with it on my end. You're not going to be able to use one payment to double down on 2 months worth of giveaways. But anyways, thank you to everyone who supports the channel and all the channel members. I definitely appreciate it. Be sure to turn on that notification bell and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And until next time, that's Kyle, that's Chris, and I'm Mark, but we are Legion.